Hello and welcome back to All Will Fall. So in the last episode, a lot of things happened. I upgraded my housing area to now have houses that give 16 comfort. This increased the happiness of my social groups. So workers are 28, the other two social groups are 24. This unlocked some perks. People of the social group, they now have leaders, which come in handy. Not entirely certain how they work yet, but they're also very happy and have some more perks. And they're creating influence. Influence is needed for policies. I currently have 16 influence. I can spend it on these policies. I'll talk about this in a second. What also happened is that the water level dropped twice. Once permanently, and at the very end it also dropped to down here. So I can actually access these crates now. This one, and maybe some more. Some metal over here. Watchtower spotted something. I'm going to take care of this in a moment. This is just some resource. This structure can technically be accessed now. There's another event crate over here. I'm not sure if I can reach this. I think it's also flooded, yeah. But we can reach some more resources down here, probably with the boat. And we can reach this, so I'm going to take care of this first. Not sure why this is. Yeah, this works. Yeah, now I can send 2 people here. However, it has to be 2 of the same social group. I only have 1 engineer is currently not working. I have this woodcatcher, and this woodcatcher should actually be 1 layer lower, because I moved all my storage units here. So now stop working this one, and 2 people can go here. Watchtower spotted something. Small raft. 2 people, some food. 1 citizen for just water. 5 influence. Or I can pay 20 influence and get some resource. I think I'm fine with taking this, although I'm lacking water and food, but I need to crank up these numbers anyway, so let's do this. Also, I think when the weather changes to high tide, I think new fish resources might spawn, so that should give me food, and I definitely need more water. I'm going to build another wood boiler. Up here as well, yeah. I do have some unemployed, so they should build this. And let me get a path over here, this level, so I can send... I have 6 sailors now, that's great. Currently not sure this boat has a sailor and an engineer. There's no fish resource, so it makes no sense to have them work anyways. Give me a simple boat, 2 sailors. I have 1 worker and 1 engineer currently not working. Worker can go here, and I'll take... Oh, they're finished. Old paintings, okay. I have these 2 engineers who are doing the other thing now. Open this box as well. Old paintings. I get 1 loyalty. I can sell them for good. And I can hang them for 20 influence. I guess I'm going to take the loyalty. That still increases their happiness, which is good. Okay, this place lacks a true captain. So this is the policy unlocked event. I need to start explaining this differently. So there's always choices between, let's put policies. There's choice between the freedom and the order side of a choice. And this quest wants me, that's not the right quest. This quest wants me to either get 5% freedom or 5% order, or we can go 5% order and 5% freedom. However, I don't know if I have enough influence to actually. How much time is there? Maybe a bit. I could do this for 30 influence, and then this for another 30. But this would require me to have 60 influence. Is there any cheaper option? 50... Oh, 20. That's actually quite cheap. So this might actually be the cheapest option. This is locked in a demo, and this is 50... 100 even, 90. Okay, we need a lot more influence than this. So this is the cheapest option, and the headquarters, or the headquarter, doesn't really exist. The research lab does, but the headquarter is social. It's locked in a demo, so this doesn't exist anymore. Everyone needs it. This was this action over here. Workers need equipment. I need it right now, so this junk, 15 influence. I don't want this. Minus 15 influence, that's an important thing. I don't want to lose my influence. I need it. I got this wood boiler finished, so have engineers work there. Maybe the wood boilers should also be down here because they need wood. Correct rotation. Wood's over here stored in these in these storage containers. Yeah, okay. So this is best practice, I guess. Something's going to fall over there. I'm going to take care of this in a second. I need one more house to house these two. Can easily be done. There's some space here. Maybe I do it most efficiently. This gunk over here is going to fall because it lost stability when the water level lowered. But I can use one of these platforms to fix that problem. Take a look here. I'm not entirely certain if people can stand on this stuff. Don't think so. No, they can't because those are currently not doing anything. Yeah, now they can collect the stuff. Well, there's another event crate here, but the water level is going to rise again in a moment. Don't want anyone to get flooded and killed. I finished something. I don't know what it was. Ah, give me this one. That's a good idea. Oh, I wanted to research the wood crane, actually. Okay, this house was finished. Oh, the greenhouse was finished. Right. Decorations. 2 of these. Interesting. Okay, so now it's too heavy, actually. But if I add 2 more support blocks, then it actually works. And I don't need to use these plant pots. I could also use the spikes for the same decoration value. However, what do I have? I have wood. I have more water than wood, so it's probably better to use this for now. Okay, the water level went up again. But I'm wondering if new fish spawned. Doesn't look like it, though. We'll need to find some way to get food. And what I noticed when I was checking the policy stuff off camera, so there is, in work, there's green or dirty. And here you can do some policies that will increase the work efficiency of polluter buildings and actually give them production bonus for 100 influence, which is kind of expensive, of course. But this means, because these wood boilers, they are polluters, this would actually mean that it makes somewhat sense to use the mushroom farm, because this one is a polluter too, and that means this would produce more food then. So that's probably why the mushroom farm actually makes sense. And also the group leaders here, the one from the sailors, they have a polluter bonus, and the one from the engineers as well. The one from the workers, they have a bonus to C, and I'm not entirely certain what C is, because it's not the boat they are gathering. This is gathering. This is all gathering. This one is C. Okay, got it. So this one's C2. Yeah, okay. So this would mean that this building... more efficient. Yes. Faster now. 144%. Same for this one. Why though? There's a worker in here. He probably gets a bonus. So this is a worker. Worker have this. More range. Probably increases this range, actually. Okay. Nighttime again. Let's do this. Speed up. And then they should get influence at some point. Not entirely certain when, though. We finished whatever I was researching, so I'm going to do the mushroom farms now. Ah, the crane, yeah. Finished the crane. And the crane is gathering. This is not C. Needs 1 engineer. Produces 1 resource per hour. Which is less than the woodcatcher does. Right? Yes. But completely don't know why this even exists. Only difference, of course, is that the woodcatcher cannot get junk, and there's no junk catcher, if I remember correctly. Well, there is a junk catcher, but apparently it needs electricity, so that's a bit different, and... I can get 10 influence from this quest. I can't build a headquarter, that's probably why it disappeared. But now I have 28 influence, okay. Still not enough to actually do something meaningful here. Okay, now I got more influence. I got 30, but 30 is not enough to do 2 things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Brain Office, this one, because this one doesn't do anything, and it will allow me to pick Freedom, giving me... I'm probably going to wait 20 hours. Maybe I get another event that gives me some more influence. Gunk was removed. Good. Oh, and there's new fish. Excellent. So the fishing boat can now be used again. Need more workers though. I don't think one's enough to actually do something. Not sure. Can you? I actually can work it, but it's probably not very efficient. But things are looking good right now, so that's okay. we do have a junknado in a bit, so I think this will create junk pieces that I can pick up, but we'll see. Your production output build. Okay, let me remove these water catchers. They are not very useful anyway. And move these water storages down here. Oops. So that they can empty their inventories. I'm going to research metal boats. I finished, not entirely certain again what I finished. The mushroom farm, so that's good. Probably should get a mushroom farm. How large are you? Too large. And the junknado started, so there's stuff flying around. I don't know if anyone can get harmed or anything. I think we're fine for now. I'm not entirely certain what this actually does. These boats are still collecting the resources, and the demolition crews, they can't do much right now because there's no resource for them to access. But if I would build across this, like so, it needs to be connected here, and then put a stairs here. I think they can access this. Yes. And with this ladder, they should be actually able to access more resources. 4 more hours for this. Don't think anything is going to happen that gives me some more influence. And I'm not sure what junknado did. There's nothing happening. Okay, let's pick this option because I'm fairly certain that if I don't pick anything, this one will be picked automatically, and then I lose 3 loyalty with everyone. I don't want this. I want at least 1 loyalty. So this one's locked in a demo, but we reached 30. Well, we reached 30 a while ago, but we're closer to reaching 30 with the other social. I'm worried actually. And then now we went crate up there. Can I reach this? Yeah, maybe I can. So, and some new stuff just spawned. Stuck here. This stuff's doing whatever. That's probably because of the junknado. Is this? This should all be on highest priority. Because else it's going to float away. Junk? I probably need more wood right now, actually. What happened here? Oh. Explosive is about to explode. I'm not entirely certain where this stuff comes from. I can detonate this. I don't know why, though. I'm not entirely certain what just happened. Some stuff fell down and some guy too. Did they die? Don't think so, actually. Because it would have been workers over there, right? No one else is there. Oh, this can't be reached, right? Apparently we run out of food again, or fish again. Maybe I can use a crane now, because cranes are operated by engineers. And yeah, there's no wood here that can catch or pick up. There's some floating wood here, but it's not a whole lot, right? Could place one here maybe, and it could pick up the these wood thingies. Not worth it though, so I don't really understand why the cranes even exist. Boats are much more efficient, however, of course, the boats can only be operated by sailors. And if you have no sailors, then maybe the crane can help. How many workers do the mushroom farms have? 2. Yeah, I need more workers, definitely. And remember, there was an event before where you could buy slaves, but apparently this doesn't exist anymore. I do have too much wood, so I do have too much wood, so I need more storage. That's actually a good problem to have, I guess. This demolition crew is lazy. Not entirely certain why, though. Oh, maybe they're out of range. I'm not entirely certain why they're not doing anything, but maybe that's the reason. Okay, they were out of range, and now they can go over there and pick stuff up, so that's good. Still junknado, although it says calm. And I finished another research. So I think I should get a wind turbine. And then the battery. Maybe I should get more benches and more of these barrels to get more leisure. And there's fish again. Okay, that's good. Okay, this fishing hut can now fish from this deposit, and this boat can fish here. So that's probably a good idea. Nice. We now should have access in here. We can collect the water, although I don't care too much about the water. I actually don't want it to be collected because this is 40 water that I can have like as a emergency pickup if I ever run out. Just have my guys pick it up. However, I can remove these broken walls in here. Okay, I think I got all the walls. However, I can't access them because they're somewhat too high, at least in some cases. Now it works. Should be able to pick up all this stuff now. Except for this one up there. No, perfect. And we can actually reach this one. So as soon as I have 2 workers, I can send them here. And as far as I understand, no, they do it during their normal hours. Okay, this one's almost finished. So they can go back to work, and we got a locked safe. I can't open this. That is, of course, there's the wood pressure. Engineers would need 30 happiness. I'm not sure if I can reach 30. I don't think so, actually. Not very easily, at least. Maybe with some policies, but I'm also not having. I'm not in a hurry to open this one. So we're just going to wait until I can open this. More resources together. Can this be gathered now? Now it can be reached. Research was finished for the wind turbines. We're going to get a battery now. I can place these wind turbines because they don't need any workers. Of course, they need wind, and they have an area of effect where no other wind turbine should be placed. And now this is some minor exploit here. I can place this wind turbine. I can place this here and have it built like this, and then can move it back here. And then I don't need to build stairs up there. Of course, I could have just did it later and then removed it later, but that's fine for now. So this is at 20% wind intensity, and I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, we have wind 20%, so this is what it does. Clearance is 100%, so that's perfect. And it now needs 20 hours to produce 2 power. However, once there is these weather conditions, low tide and high tide, I will have 100% wind, and this will be much faster. Also, currently sea level is about to get lowered by 3 levels permanently again. That's a very good problem to have. Looks like my simple boats finished picking up all the floating resources. They're back to picking up the resources that are not floating. And the demolition crews are working their way through these structures here. Battery finished. It's great because this one's producing power now, and I need a battery to store it. I'm not entirely certain if I can just place the battery. No, I have to build it. This might mean that I actually lose the power. Yes, so this power wasn't stored. This power actually was stored. Okay. Lucky me. Let's move this battery back over here. Does this actually influence the clearance of this wind turbines? We don't want this. Still does, even to a high degree. Still does, but I can try to put, it's a bit tricky, but I can try to put the wind turbine on top of this. Almost. Like this. And now it has, that's 100% clearance and 100% wind. And I'm not sure why this battery is flashing red, but maybe that's because it's connected. Okay, we don't need a steam generator for now. The water wheel creates electricity when it rains, so with the flow mechanics of these roofs you can probably make this create power. However, not sure if this is worth it because we've seen how little water was collected, so I don't think this is actually doing a whole lot. I guess I'm going to to research this leisure building. Not entirely certain what they do. I guess they give my social groups leisure, but I don't know what they consume. I guess it's food and water, but yeah, we'll find out in a moment. I can't really spare a whole lot of food right now. However, if I had more workers, I could get a mushroom farm. Actually, the water level is going to drop permanently. This means I should have permanent access to this structure level. Not sure though. Mouse overing this says no, it's still going to be slightly flooded, so I can't access this. However, there is one crate here that I ignored so far. Because getting access here is a bit tricky, I guess. Word spreads. But this is great. More citizens. I'm taking them. 4 engineers, 1 loyalty. 4 engineers, 8 trading goods. 15 influence. Now this becomes more interesting, actually, because loyalty is very high. No, it's not. Okay, there's still a lot of loyalty I can get, so pick this one. There is, of course, policies that lower max loyalty. 3 happiness, minus influence, less happiness, more influence. Okay, that's actually not a terrible choice. Once I reached 35 with all groups, because I don't really need more happiness then. Okay, I got 2 more citizens, that's perfect. I can now get the mushroom farm that I was talking about a bit ago. And I think I'm going to place it here. The game allows me. Looks like it does. Oh, I got 4 more. Would allow me to place 2 mushroom farms. But it also requires me to build 1 more house. Place 1 house here. I don't need these stairs anymore. I need 2 windows on top of this one. And do have enough water. Also have enough wood, so I can use some spikes, I guess. Interesting. Okay, so I can have 2 engineers work this. I can have 1 engineer work this fishing boat. There's a ghost ship event. No people on board. Probably check for available resources. I can get resources for influence. I can get resources for wood. I can get just some resources. And I can get influence. Not entirely certain if this has any follow-up event, but I do have a lot of wood, so I'm going to spend the wood to get, what is this, metal and junk. Don't really need junk, I think. I have enough junk, but I don't have any metal. 0. And I'm not entirely certain the metal boat costs no metal, it just costs fuel. More on top of this. Okay, interesting. And a lot of trees, so later I think it's smart to move all the houses up here to get comfort. However, then all the citizens have a long path to walk. It might start working late, but I think I can manage our situation of this. Okay, this is almost empty. This is not very empty. Okay, now we're having rain. The wind turbine's running. The battery, 8 power. You can start thinking about what I want to do with the battery. And I believe... Perfect, research finished. So this is range extender, and it increases range. I'm not entirely certain what this does and what I would need more range for. I think that these 2, they have the same range. So the worker social group, I'm not entirely certain how this applies. There is 1 worker in here, and there's an engineer in here. So they have the same range. So it don't really get this. So I don't really understand what this range thingy does, but and it's electric. There's of course the cranes. Maybe this works for cranes. What does it say? Nothing. Oh. Now let's... Do you have anything else that I need researched? Gathering huts, not very important. Explosive barrels. Not sure why I would want to... Explosive loading barrel. Okay. Not sure why I want these. Food warehouse I don't need. Got these standalone leisure buildings now. Okay. Metal houses. Yeah, they have other resources. Nothing I really need right now. Okay. I'm not sure what this stuff's doing. Why is this collapsing? Yeah, I guess this gunk is new, it just spawned. I'm not sure if I can stabilize this. Yes. I could stabilize this and some other stuff just broke, I guess. Oh, that was smart. Good thing they don't die when I hope at least. Workers? Okay, they're still alive. Yeah, that wasn't smart. Removing the stairs that we're standing on. Wait, they don't need the ladder to reach this, right? No. Okay, weather condition is calm now. And the fish didn't despawn. So I'm not entirely certain how and when fish... I thought it was during a storm or junknado. Can I access this? No, I can't go through these walls. I need to research... Nothing really. I need the metal gathering hut, I guess. Or advanced demolition hut. Does this even exist? Advanced hut does not exist, but the metal gathering hut However, I'm going to end this episode for now. If you enjoyed it, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, complain about me in the comment section.